Hey guys, welcome back to my so-called mom life. So we had to take a little hiatus on our t-shirt business opening just because of all the illness that was happening in the house, but I am happy to say that we are back on track and getting ready to do our next unboxing for you guys. So come on with us. All right, so today we are going to be unboxing our Epson printer. It is an EcoTank 4800 and we are going to be changing this over to a sublimation printer. We will not be utilizing this for any other printing other than for sublimation for the t-shirt business. So we are going to not only open this and show you the actual unit, but then we will show you how to change it over to a sublimation printer versus a regular printer. All right. Here we go. All right, and here we have, this is the regular ink. Okay, this is something we won't be using, so we will pass along to somebody that might have a printer that they can use these. But these are the regular color and black ink for the regular printer. Now, anytime you are doing sublimation, you cannot have regular ink in the printer. You have to have a special type of ink in order for it to work. And that being said, if you were to use regular ink in your printer and then want to change it over to sublimation, you would have to do a lot of cleaning, clean the heads, clean the printer area, clean out all of the inside of the printer parts to make sure that there's no regular ink in there, which is why we are only doing sublimation ink. All right, assistance, here we go. All right, so here is the actual printer itself. I'll turn it around for you guys to see. Here you go. Got our power cable, of course. And we also have instructions of how to use it, as well as this disc will be software to download onto the computer to utilize the printer. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this baby set up so that we can go ahead and get the ink in there and show you how to do everything. Stay tuned. All right, so now that we have it all plugged in, I'll go over the features of the printer for you. So here is our power button, home button. This will let you know that you're in fax mode. This is obviously our screen that'll tell us what we're doing. Here is our different menu options, getting through the menu. Once this is on, there will be a menu here. This is how you get to different modes. And over here is obviously for the fax. So here is where your printed document's going to come out. It obviously has a little stopper for you so it doesn't fall onto the floor. And here is where you can put documents in to scan, or you can also lift it up and also place it here to do a copy or a scan as well. Here is the ink. Now this is where we will be placing our sublimation ink, and I'll show you that. But this simply comes down. Here's our black, yellow, magenta, and cyan. There's little blue stoppers here. You just simply pull that up. The squeeze bottle that I showed you earlier, ours are pre-filled, but you would tip that over. It has a nozzle on it. You push down, and then down here, you will watch it fill. Once it's at the fill line, you'll obviously bring the ink back up, and then you're all set to go. This is also how you'll know if you need to refill. Here, this gray in the back is going to be where you place your paper. So this will be where we'll be putting our transfer paper in. It'll come in, and then here, this is Wi-Fi compatible, which is one of the reasons we bought this one. And we did do a ton of reviews, and this one said that it has choppy internet connection at times, so we chose to go with one that we could also plug directly USB cable into. However, it does not come with one, so if you do choose to do that, you'll have to buy one. Luckily, we have a couple, but there is a port in the back. Here's obviously where you put the power plug, and then here is where you'll put the USB. And then you can plug that directly in, so that way you have stable connection. Also, if you need to see the screen a little bit better, this whole section actually lifts up for you so you can see it a little bit better, read it a little bit better. It does not lock into place, however, so if you press too hard, it will start to move back down, but that's also a nice feature of this one. All right, so those are the different features of the printer itself. We will go ahead and get our ink out, and we will show you how to put Sublimation ink into the printer. All right, so with Sublimation ink, there are two ways to do the ink changeover from a traditional printer to Sublimation. The first way is, as I said before, it does come with this ink. Okay, you can take these, completely empty out any of the ink, wash them with warm water, let them completely dry, and then fill them with Sublimation ink, and then you can utilize those in the tanks for sublimation. That's one way of doing it. However, we chose to go with an easier route. There's a company that's called Printers Jack for Sublimation ink. We will throw the link in the comments below, but they make the actual ink in the same container as the regular printer ink. So you don't actually have to wash it out. You don't have to worry about any type of cross-contamination with the different inks. It's just simply Sublimation ink. And it comes in the 4 colors. Yellow, blue is what I'm holding. Here's the magenta. And then of course, the black ink. And then it has this special top on it, because if you remember earlier when I had opened this, I talked about the flip up and how there was a specific type of nozzle inside the ink cartridge itself. The only way that this actually will go into the cartridge itself is if you have the specific nozzle, because it's kind of a stopper for you so that you don't spill ink. And each one is coded to each color, so you can't mess up which one goes in which. So that's also really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the cyan now, which is blue. And there's kind of like ridges here for you to know where to put it. And you just simply press down, and you can kind of hear it like emptying into the cartridge area, and then you can watch it filling up. It goes pretty quick. All right, so we're just about full, and I wanted to show you here. So as you can see, I took it directly off of there, tipped it, and no ink came out. So that's pretty cool. There's no spill, there's no mess, and I still have some ink in the bottle that I will keep so that I can reuse next time. All right, so there you have it. Here's the blue ink. It doesn't show how much really I use, but it's about to right here. So I still have a bit to use. So we will go ahead and do that with all 4 inks to fill them up. And then you're all set to start using the printer as a sublimation printer. All right, so now that you have seen the unboxing of the Epson printer as well as how to change it over to a sublimation printer, we also just wanted to let you know about the paper that you will need in order to use the sublimation printer. There is a certain type of paper that you'll need to use in order for the transfer of your image to work in a sublimation printer, you'll need sublimation paper. This too we ordered on Amazon. It really is not a bad price for 110 sheets, and it is capable of printing 8.5 by 11, which most of your images are not going to be that large, but that's where your range wants to be. You do not want the one that only does 6 by 8. And then also this type is specific to Epson printers, which is why we went with it. There are multiple different kinds, and you don't always have to use Epsons. There are other printers on the market that just as easily will change over to sublimation. Really, most printers out there you can change over to sublimation. Just make sure that it is the Eco Tank type of ink. That is the main feature that you have to have for sublimation so that you can change the ink over. Other than that, I cannot wait to get started. We will be using this probably in the next week or two, and we will make sure to do a video for you guys so you can see exactly how it works out for us. Our son, who owns a pet sitting service, needs shirts done, so that'll be our first project. So wait for that. If you have not subscribed already, please do so. Hit the notification bell for future content. There's plenty to come. And if you own one of these, or if you own your own t-shirt crafting business, I would love to hear what type of printer you have and what you love and do not love about it. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one.